Hey guys, this is a general reading, but before I get into the reading or who it's for, I'm just going to say some quick messages real quick. Please keep in mind that these are general readings, so some, none, or all of this may apply. Energy is fluid, so this could have already happened, it could be happening now, it could happen in the future, it may not happen at all. Some, none, or all of this may apply. I can read it as you. It could be someone else close to you. I can read this as love. It can be career. Just apply it to your life as necessary. Don't make it fit if it doesn't. Okay? Thank you so much for those of you who have subscribed to the channel. So please like, share, comment, subscribe, hit the bell. I put out different types of videos. Also, for those of you who have inquired about donations and donated to the channel, it really means a lot to me, for not only the reciprocity of energy, if this video has helped you and all of that, but just, you know, the give take of energy and everything like that. Also, for information on services, so whether donation, services, all of that, my information, PayPal information, email information, all my service information, well, most of it, I'll be updating it soon. Hopefully it will have, I'm in the middle of putting together a website, so I'll actually be able to move it over to there. But all that information is there. So please read all of it, including the disclaimer. Don't just stop at my email address and then email me. It just saves me time. I'm always willing to help somebody out, but if it's there, it saves me time. So please read all of it. But if you still have questions, obviously email me and I'll help you out. So donations, services, all of that information is in the description box below. Any decks that I'm using, I will pin as the top. I'll put the links to the I'll put the links to the decks that you can get, so you know for sure which ones you're getting in the it'll be a pinned comment in the top comment section below. Also, it's also a way to contribute to my channel. It's doing something you were already going to do and it costs you nothing extra. So if you like the deck, you already wanted the deck, you'll know exactly which one you're getting, and it's another way to help contribute to the channel, just as a way of showing gratitude at no extra cost to you, of course. So yeah, please like, share, and comment, subscribe, because between donations, between services, between liking, sharing, subscribing, commenting, buying even decks through the links that I provide if you're called to them, they're all ways that help me along my healing journey, that help me heal and learn tools to learn for myself how to heal. To also then learn how to give back to others, because a lot of people, they really need help right now, and it's something that I really am being called to do. I have my master in Reiki, and so I already do that as a service, but I'll be starting to teach that in probably January or February of next year. I have 3 of my 4 shamanic directions of shamanic training done. And if everything goes according to plan in 2020, I will be doing plant spirit medicine, all of which I can either do in person or through distant healing. So it really helps with that, and I greatly appreciate it. I think that's it. Thank you for everything. And so we'll get on to the reading now. Hey guys, this is a general reading for Cancer for October 2019. Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus. If you have significant Cancer in your chart, if you're just drawn to this video, if you're cross-watching like for another sign. If this video doesn't resonate with you, or for more of a complete picture, please check out my videos that I've either already made or are going to make of your Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, significant placements in your chart, which you're drawn to, all of that. Again, please like, share, comment, subscribe, and hit the bell. I put out different types of videos, but hitting the bell also makes it more likely that you will get notified I put out videos. I don't know if there's something going on with YouTube or just different things, or I don't know, but it hasn't been doing the same things with the videos, and people complaining of like not getting notifications and stuff. So it kind of more helps confirm that you would get notified. But if not, just check in every month, and I'll try to make playlists and put them in the month so you know which ones I make for that. But and please share your comments on whether it resonates, why you're having issues in what I'm saying, what I might find in the reading, so that there's stuff that I know if there's common things going on, then I can look it up or do videos to talk about it and maybe help. Like, there might be other people going through what you're going through, and it might help you and or them. So please share in the comments, even if I don't always have time to respond to all of them. It gives me stuff to know what to talk about with you guys, but also I love reading them and connecting with your guys' energy and everything. Okay, so Cancer. This is a pretty heavy energy. And I'm kind of going to do a quick rundown just for the people that it may not be relationship. It might just be an overall energy. And even then, even if it's not relationship, you may still want to listen, because a lot of the stuff may still apply, or lessons or advice or whatever. I really need to learn what this energy is, because I get it with Pisces a lot too. Sometimes with Scorpio, but Scorpios is different. It's similar but different. I normally get it when Scorpio, and this is a receiving end of something of Scorpio energy, but it like hit me right when I started you guys' reading, and it's almost like I really need to learn what it means for me. I know when I was going through this and I felt like this, it was an intense depression. I felt lost. I felt lost in this world. I didn't know who I was anymore. I was in transition of finding and figuring out who I was. Just everything around me was changing. And I was confused and just kind of trying to just hang on for dear life. And it's scary. For me, it was scary. And it was sad, and it was anxious, very scary and anxious and sad. And confusing. Like, you're in this world but don't feel part of this world, especially since everything is just changing around you. Like, mine was so severe, I didn't even know what was real anymore, what wasn't. I almost felt like I was just placed in a movie. If you know anything about like depersonalization or derealization, it's pretty much like that. It's almost like you were just picked up and placed in a movie, and like nothing was real around you, and like you could just disappear, vanish at any moment. So I don't know if that's something about what you're going through. If you're just going through it seems anyways, you're going through a very transitional part of your life. With whatever you're going through, it's very burdensome anyways. And I think a big part of what I'm getting is just fear and anxiety, and there's like a huge world changing, identity changing. Like, since I've tapped into your energy, I can kind of just sit here like this and just stare off like forever and like zone out. It's a very heavy energy though. In the center of your reading, well, let me go over this real quick. I would still stay tuned even if it's not a relationship, because sometimes they evolve into different things. And it goes other than what I even think it might be. Also, the lessons can apply no matter what it is for you, whether it's relationship, work, life path, soul journey. I mean, just whatever. But there's some type of burden or something that you're carrying, and you're not seeing something or hearing others' calls or pleas or something else to maybe evolve or whatever. You're waiting for things to grow, whether it's outside of you or within you. And there's just this new way of being. I feel like some part of you or some part of your life is dying, and by dying I mean either going away or changing. It's transforming, and there's kind of an uncomfortability and a sadness and a showing up of insecurity and feeling kind of left out, but I would get mostly sadness or insecurity. It's uncomfortable. It's creating an imbalance. I think you're really playing face a lot, like everything's okay. You're strong, you're healing, you're doing good, like you have hope. Like, no, I'm fine. No, I'm fine. Like, straight face, you know what I mean? Like, no, I don't need any help. Like, no, I'm good. No, I got it. No, really. Like you're kind of struggling, like fighting through it, and you're doing okay, and you're balanced, and you're gonna end up seeing though that it's not balanced, because you're trying to keep this pretty little picture, this pretty little family picture, or everything's okay, or, oh, you're doing things just right, or, good job, or I don't know. But let's go in deeper if you want to keep going with this. Again, even if I read it as relationship, it could still apply to whatever it is that you may be going through. But in the center of your reading, you have the 10 of Wands and the Judgment card. So, I mean, you're carrying quite a burden, a lot of responsibilities. You're trying to really probably juggle and handle a lot of responsibilities and or burdens. Some of you, this is just in life and whatever circumstances you're going through. And some of you, this could be, I get for a lot of people, this is a relationship, but it's not for everybody. And there's something that you're not, like, hearing or calling. Like, normally this angel or whatever is so much farther ahead, and it's, like, right above them. And it's like, damn, they are deaf, and they just keep lowering and lowering. It's almost like the trumpet right in your ear. It's like maybe if I do it right in their ear, they'll hear me. What about the Judgment? You got 10 of Pumpkins, because you're missing something. Like, the 10 of Pumpkins is about, like, building something, family, longevity, lineage, just long time stuff. And if you look, like, he's holding the pumpkin up, and he's just missing. Maybe you need rest. You have 4 of Swords, 4 bats. There's rest, but you're missing something, whether it's a strategy or maybe it's trying to come to you in the dream world, or you have a lot of burdens and worry and you need to rest a little bit, whether that's you kind of backing off a little bit or allowing help or something. Cat hair all over my jacket. There's some perspective that you need to see, and you need to let go of something. For one, you need to have like either more boundaries, or not even just in a bad way, but with people, like more of a set way of doing things. I think you're really trying to find your way, whether this is a new way of you doing something or something was removed from your life and you're having to find a new way. But there's some perspective, like here's the Hangman, that you need to have. And there's some things that you're going to have to like kind of change, cut out, move around, some playing parts that maybe some ways that you were before, like they're not going to work right now. Whether it's stuff that, you know, you accept in your life that you shouldn't, or whether it's your ways of being that maybe worked prior, but they're not working now. And you need to readjust that. Whether it's in a way of not trusting people who shouldn't be trusted, or trusting more of people that should be trusted. But I think you've got too much that you're burdening and carrying. And part of this is a way of letting go of it in some way. Like I don't want to say missing the mark, but you're missing something because you're waiting. Like what's crossing you is the 3 of Wands. Some of you, clearly this is a relationship that you keep waiting on, even though you might be playing face right now, like, no, I'm fine, I'm doing good, I'm healing, blah, 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 and you're staying strong, like, you're still waiting, you don't want to move on. And you're staying, like, connected, like, you're still feeding it some type of life as you're waiting on this to grow in some way. You're trying to grow it into more of a steady, sturdy situation. And that could be something that's not good for you, or it could be something that's good for you. But either way, something about the way you're going about it is not good for you. And there's an evolution that needs to happen here that you're not allowing to happen. And 6 of Cups, 6 of Ghosts keeps coming up a lot too. I'm going to put it back in the deck, but every time when I either move it or to the bottom of the deck, or even now I picked up the deck and it stayed back on. And 6 of Cups is very much either about children, it could be nostalgia, maybe the way you always thought you would do things, soulmate, past relationship. Tell me about the 3 of Wands. Yeah. Something, whatever you're waiting on or trying to do, you need to change. There's something you need to change or cut out, and you need to either have stronger boundaries or stronger ways of doing things. More of I would say more logical, because regardless, whatever the situation is for you guys, whether it's family, career, love, whatever, I feel like your emotions are getting in the way of you seeing things. And it could be emotions for either the other person, but it could also be emotions of your own subconscious, or things that you're holding against yourself, or holding yourself responsible for that maybe might be unrealistic. You know what I mean? Like, you need to be more logical. Like, what is working? What isn't working? Like, maybe, and that's another thing with the 6, like I get that a lot of times with the 6 of Cups of, with the nostalgia part, but a lot of times for me, the 6 of Cups also comes up as what you thought things should be, you know, what they should have been like, or your ideal image of something, you know what I mean? Not only in how it is or what it was or how you're going to do it or blah, 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 whatever. And there's something about that you're going to have to change or let go of because it's not working. There's some idealized vision or form that honestly is not going to turn out the way you thought, or you're just going to run yourself down, to be honest with you. So I'm kind of like getting like, give yourself a break, you know. Again, this is, and it's going to be different. Most people, this is a relationship that I'm talking about. Honestly, a very toxic relationship. Other people, and this is a smaller amount, it is going to be a same energy, but it's probably in more of an actual better situation for you. But you're like holding on to things. Like there's things within yourself and judgments and ideas and burdens and almost images or ways of being that you're holding yourself against that you really shouldn't. You know what I mean? Like you should just don't look at what should have been or what you wanted. Look at now logically. What is the best way that's going about this? What can you look at it now in real world? You know what I mean? Like not when you thought about it back when, before the real situation was actually here in your face and they're not lining up. You know what I mean? Like you can't take that idea of one day when this happens, it's going to be like this and apply it to the real situation that is not matching up at all like that. You're now in the real situation. So you have to now logically, not emotionally, not subconsciously, not anything. You need to logically look at this situation and see what needs to be done, what is working, what isn't working, and reassess your plan. That's another thing Four of Swords is about. Not just resting and a break, but it's reassessing, mentally reassessing. So there's something you need to reassess here that you're doing. Whether it's boundaries, cutting things away. I don't know if you're like, I think a lot of you are waiting on something to get better and you think you just either going to keep doing what you're doing or slightly, I don't even know. The ones in the relationship, I think most of you have kind of stood up for yourself, but you're still waiting. The ones that is not really in a toxic situation, you're kind of just doing and chugging and carrying along and hoping and waiting for it to get better. And just don't stress yourself out like that. Like you really don't want to put that much stress on your body like that. Like don't keep doing bad things and waiting for it to get better. Like that's stupid. Okay? Like logically look at it and reassess and do what's better for you. Don't do something stupid and wait for it to get better. Do something smart and let it get better. Like things might get better if you do it a stupid way, but by then you're exhausted out and you've done a lot of damage. They will more than likely get better if you reassess it in a smart way, and it won't get crappy before it does if you do it in a smart way first. So try not to go that route. I hope you know what I'm talking about. In the foundation, or a lot of times I see it as the subconscious of your reading, you have the Knight of Wands and you have the Fool. So again, there's a situation here, something of the Fool, like there's a new beginning, something about it's kind of eating away at you, but there's something you're doing here within this new beginning, some action that you're taking that, again, it's just not very good. It's toxic or parasitic. So there's something you need to change on that. For some of you, the one with the relationship, I mean, it's obviously something you're doing too, but someone around you has this kind of Knight of Wandsy energy, kind of in and out, very, likes to have fun, action, all that stuff. And I think you're like going off like, no, I'm going in a new beginning. And they're like, no, come back, blah, blah, blah. Oops. And they're riding a flea. You know what? Oops. I'm sorry. So it's just a very kind of toxic, parasitic situation, I feel. I think for the one, you know, you guys did, for those in the relationship, kind of be like, oh, I've had enough of this. I'm going on my own. And I think a reason for that too might be because in your past, you have the Seven of Pentacles. And if you look, so this tree looks dead, right? But she's stabbing the tree to see if it's still alive. And by that, it would bleed. Which it is. I mean, that's not really the best way to go about seeing if a relationship is still good. Yeah, because see, there's been so much like heartbreak, like Three of Bats, it's Three of Swords. And you're needing something to change. Wheel of Fortune. And I think how you went about to reassess whether or not there's something here worth it, or just basically to see and someone else may have started this, apply this as necessary. But I think in order to test and see whether or not this was still something that would bear the fruits of your labor or be worth the time of putting in, or is the relationship even still viable or alive, I think that somebody kind of exited the picture, whether it was you or them. Because in your thoughts, you have the Queen of Cups, which I'm going to take as you, with the Five of Pentacles. And in this cup, or this card, like, her cup is leaking. And, like, she looks, like, sad and insecure. Like, she just wants to go find a safe, comfortable place. Like, left out in the cold. So whether, and someone may even be watching you. Exactly. So that kind of matches what I was saying about somebody's doing a test here about seeing the viability of this relationship and whether it's still going to bear fruit. And I think you're kind of sad about it. Your cup's leaking. But while you or somebody else is feeling this way, so you could have done this, or they might have. While you're doing this and feeling this way, somebody is watching you to see how you're reacting and what you're doing. You or them. Again, flip it as necessary. In your likely future, what are you doing? You have the Five of Cups. You have a lot of fives coming up here. I think so far. Do I have any other fives? I have like 5, 5, 5. There's a lot of change here and conflict going on, but Five of Cups. So sadness probably. There might be some bickering in your likely future. Tell me about this Five of Cups, please. You guys are like the first one that came up, and I don't know if it's just because this deck really wanted to explain and talk about your guys' situation, but it's like very dark or Halloween-y, very moony, you know what I mean? Five of Cups, Hanged Man, and Ten of Swords. To clarify, the Five of Cups. Ten of Backs, so it's Ten of Swords. So, I mean, it could be, you know, sacrificing and being in an uncomfortable situation, or change of perspective. Tell me about the Hangman. These cards really want to talk. Nine of Pumpkins. Yeah, I think it's change of perspective. Ten of Pumpkins, Four of Bats. These same two cards came up. Six of Pumpkins, Lovers. I think that there's like a fight, like wanting to end it, because you have Nine of Pumpkins, like wanting to become independent and single, and you may be changing your perspective on it and just putting an end to it, like in your mind, or somebody else is, because, and it's about the Ten of Pumpkins, like, which here you're like, this is what you're missing your mark on. And reassessing because you really want balance. What? Maybe having to make a head over heart decision about this relationship. Or maybe some of you want to go be with somebody else, or that person wants to go be with somebody else. But I think it's about your main person, because it keeps coming up as the King of Cups. It's about the King of Cups. The Fool. Yeah, it's just not, it's really not good. There's just conflict and deceit. and mind games. So this Knight of Wands is also the full energy, them or you. And some of you are in a relationship, like you really just need to start to speak up about how you feel. I'm trying to do a reading here. Let me see. But I think there's kind of conflict and arguing and sadness and regret, and I just don't think it really ends well. How you see yourself is the Nine of Swords reversed. And you have along with it, you have the King of Pentacles and the Star. So you're trying to come across like you're not phased in the slightest. And like you have all your stuff together. You're just put together amazingly. And you're healed and you're fine. But meanwhile, she's like not even normally in the Star. She has 1 foot, I think, at least 1 foot in the water. Like there's no feet in this water. Like you're not one to deal with your emotions. And that's the only reason you're able to play face right now is because you're not dealing with your emotions. There's something about your emotions, and this is for both, all scenarios. There's something about your emotions that you are not dealing with and facing. Because this, whatever you're putting in your face, and Cancers are very known for that, you know, for wearing and playing one face, and it's completely different underneath. What's in your environment is you have the Knight of Pentacles. He's facing away from you. Clarified by the Five of Wands. This is Five of Imps, but Five of Wands. So, I don't know. Somebody might have commitment issues. There might be a lot of competition, or they're just spiritually conflicted. Very slow moving. I don't know if they're taking their love or their offer somewhere else. I don't know. How they see you is the Moon in Justice. So they could see you as confused. But I really look at it as like the Moon is like puppeting them if you look. And you're the Justice, like you're really out with your swords. Like balance. I think they think you're kind of confused anyways. And they either think that you think you've been manipulated, like puppeted, or you're confused to that and they know you are. I think you know, or you're starting to know too. To clarify the Moon, you have the Seven of Imps, which is the Seven of Wands. So you're really trying to defend yourself from either being confused, but I think even more so, obviously, from being manipulated. I mean, why are you still waiting on it if you know you're being manipulated, though? Like, you really have to ask yourself that. What are you waiting on? And, I mean, some of you might think you're in it's like a devil energy. It's like an addiction, a toxic energy. Like it's really controlling you. And that's what I was saying earlier where I was like the confusion, and a lot of times I get it with like Scorpio type energy. So I don't know if you're dealing with a Scorpio, but this is a toxic energy and there is something that's really kind of trying to control and manipulate you. And you might be like, no, I see what you're doing. And I don't just have one sword out, I have two. Like, no. And, like, you're fine, you see it, you're all good, you're like, I'm not playing into this, blah, blah, blah. But you are, because you're still waiting. So I mean, really think about it. Like, what do you think they're gonna change? Why are you waiting? Like, do you maybe feel drawn to them, or maybe like you're in a spiritual relationship, or it doesn't matter, honestly, even if like spiritual relationships are there to teach you stuff too, not just necessarily come together, but even if it is meant to come together, like, so, you know what I mean? Like, that should never come before like your own value and your own self-esteem and all that. No. Or is it because you want to uphold this image that you need to reassess, which is right under it, the Four of Swords? Like I said, you need to reassess and let go of whatever image you had in your head of what a family should look like. I don't care if it breaks your heart, but you need to reassess what this whole Four of Wands and Empress stuff looks like. And it's going to be hard. Yeah, it's going to be hard. You have the Hangman. Like, you're going to have to deal with it and change your perception and go within and listen to your intuition. It's going to be a journey. But I'll tell you what, it's going to be a lot. It is going to suck, but it's going to suck a lot less than what you're trying to do right now. Like, you're trying to stay on this perfect little image and this certain little thing, and it's not working, and it's not going to work. There is some image or idealization that you have to let go of, and because you have that and you're not, like, here's a little heads up. How you're able to be manipulated is because you have this image and you're not willing to let go of it. This hope of yours is what's able to control you. What's in your environment and what's actually best for you and what's real and what's not real and what can actually be and what can't actually be. Like, you need to go and reassess things, because it's causing confusion and it's messing things up and it's knocking you off balance because you're not willing to let some idea go. I mean, that's honestly one of the biggest ways that this person or situation is manipulating you or messing with you, or they may not even have to do anything. They could just do their own thing. I mean, that's almost the beauty of it. And to be honest, that's another reason why Scorpio energy might be coming into play here. Which, if I'm not mistaken, this is an October reading, and the end of October, right, is Scorpio. So, maybe it's going to be in the end of October. I don't know. But, what was I going to say about that? Oh, like Scorpios, like they almost do things in a way where they don't even have to do anything. Like, they almost don't have to do anything. I mean, yeah, they'll be like, no, they this and this. Well, you're with them while they're doing it. They really technically almost don't have to do anything to you. They just do their own stuff. And they just know how you're going to play out. You know, like, they know this is a big thing to you, and because of that, and they know that you see them in that and don't want to let this image go, and it's more than just that image. You're going to have to go and reflect on why. If you need help with this, please hit me up for a personal reading. All this information is in the description box below for donations, give and take of energy if this video has helped you, but also for services. Like, if you need to see, why are you holding on to this image so bad? What does it mean to you? What are you holding on to? Because this is how you're able to be in the state you're in now, or manipulated, and why you're holding on, why you're waiting for it to grow. They might see you as standing up for yourself and separating, and like, no, I don't want to be together. No, I want a divorce. No, I don't want this. Oh, I see what you're doing. Blah, blah, blah. Yet you're still there. Like, even if you don't look like you are, your energy is still there. Your energy is still connected. See? Your energy is still connected. You're still feeding it energy somehow. Whether it's mentally, whether it's physically, whatever. Right, get down. Right, get your cord. So I don't know if like you're still playing into it or if they're messing with you while you're trying to pull back. Maybe they're chasing after you. You need to like completely cut off. If you have to go no contact or gray rock or whatever. But somehow your energy is still connected. How's the energy? Is it your hopes? Part of it is your hopes. How's the energy still connected? 9 of Wands. Yeah, so you're still holding on. 9 of Wands and 4 of Pentacles. Like you're still planting seeds and still holding on. 4 of Pentacles. And even the 9 of Wands is like, yeah, I've been through a lot. I'm battled. I'm whatever. But I'm still here. I've still got one more thing left. Your hopes is that you have Ace of Cups and the Chariot reversed. That some new love between the two will revive. The Chariot, like you don't want to move on. You don't want to go anywhere. You want this whole family thing to come together. And I get it. Cancer is very much about their family and keeping family together. The idea of family, 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 family. I get it. But you also have to know that that idea and that image should never come before your own well-being. And I mean, there's many views of what family can look like. And to be honest with you, if this is your idea of family, you really need to go reassess things. Or I shouldn't say you need to. It would benefit you to go reassess things. In your future, you have, I'm sorry, it's not your future. In your fears, you have the 9 of Wands and the 2 of Swords. So being sad, maybe not having any more to give, and just being at a stalemate and not knowing what to do. This constant just, not only this internally, because this is what's going on inside you right now, wanting to let go but also between you and this other person, or this you and this other part of yourself, whatever it is you need to let go of. In your likely future, you have the 6 of Pentacles and the Ace of Swords. I mean, look at it. Only one is being presented. Out of the 6 Pentacles, it's like someone's feeding you crumbs. You're not getting anything near what you could be getting out of a situation. Not only from a relationship, not only from a relationship, but from this person. 5 of Swords. Like they're keeping, so you have all this stuff about somebody hogging everything for themselves. Like, look, somebody's feeding you crumbs while they have all this, and you're just like sitting here begging, like sort of coming across like a pick-me check probably, but you know, it's just like, don't go, me, come, like me, oh, and they're just like, oh, all right, you can have this one little thing, and they have all this other stuff. And then this one, 5 of Swords, like he has all these bags of candy, and he's just leaving all these people with nothing. And like you see this and realize it. And that's why there's, you know, in your likely future, you have like the 5 of Cups, like sadness, regret, remorse. There's also arguing in this card. I mean, that's not the type of family I would want. You know, I mean, family isn't just a unit that's together. I mean, I guess it is, but that's what, like this, when you have a unit like this together, it's a dysfunctional family. And, you know, who can judge that? That's whatever, but, you need to let yourself go from it because it's keeping you stuck and mentally stuck and unbalanced. This is not the idea. Like, it could be so much better. And for some reason, you're selling yourself short. Like, I don't know if you just don't want to start all over. I don't know if something makes you think you're not worthy. I don't know. I don't know if you didn't have a mother or father growing up. Like, there's so many things it could be. That's why I say, like, hit me up so we can work on it and talk about it. But something is really keeping you stuck here in a way of something that you don't deserve just for this idealized image that you have. And again, for those of you who this isn't a relationship, there's just something about a dynamic within a family or within you and what you're doing and your ideas of that there's something that you need to let go of, whether it's just your emotions, whether it's your actions, whether it's your burdens, whether it's your responsibilities. But just so you know, like, the upside to this is that if you allow this is something positive and beneficial that will happen for you. It will bring you to an uncomfortable place for a minute, and you will have to deal with things you don't want to, but it's for your betterment. It's going to help you. It says her special place, find your own safe place inside and out. Like, when I was going through my dark night, one of the things I realized, like that saying about home is where the heart is. And if you ask a lot of people that, and this would probably be a very much a Cancerian response, would be, it's my family, it's my home, it's my husband, my wife, my children, you know, my literally family members, my dogs, my cats, my house, whatever. That's my home. And as beautiful and romantic of an idea as that is, I don't really agree with that. And I don't think it's something that in the long term ends up being really healthy for you. I think that when people answer home is where the heart is literally, it should be where your heart is. It should be inside of you. Your home should be inside of you. Because anything in this world can change at any time. We come into this world alone, we leave this world alone. So anything can happen, you know what I mean? Like, you could lose your husband, you could lose your kids, you know, God forbid, but it can happen. Or you get in a fight and you don't talk for a while, or whatever. You could lose your home, you could lose your job. Like, situations can happen in any way at any time. And what are you going to do then? Are you going to feel lost? You're going to feel like you don't belong? You lost your home? You're going to have to rebuild the home. Like, as long as your home is within you, not only are you healthier for the people and situations around you in the way you want to be, and that truly creates this, just so you know, but you're better off. Like, you still have to worry about you. You have to take care of you first. And the more that you're taken care of and the more you're balanced, the more it ripples to the people and situations around you. And then if something does happen to your kid, or something does happen to your husband and wife, or anything like that, friends, family, whatever, yeah, it'll be sad, but you'll be able to ride that wave in more of a healthy way because your home is still anchored within yourself, within you, which is who you are. You cannot forget about you. This can never be more important than you. Never. Never. Okay? And the weird part about it is, when you do it the way that I'm saying like that, it all actually seems to come together better for some reason. The energy seems to flow in more of a healthy way. And when it does that, everything just comes into place. You can't ever place something above you. Do not let go of you. And I don't know if this is why it was like a reading or two ago I really got about like nurturing yourself, you know, taking vitamins and like taking care of yourself and your body, because your body is your temple and all that type of stuff. But this is teaching you something in this path, or hopefully maybe just this reading. I don't really know. But build your home within yourself. You know, find your own safe space inside and out. So it's fine to build your family around you. That's fine. But you got to build it within you too. So, and what that also means is not ignoring your emotions. not ignoring these waters, not ignoring if you have a lot of burdens that you're either putting yourself around that you shouldn't, or a lot of things you need to say that you're not, or a lot of responsibilities and over things that you can't handle on your own and you need help. Whatever it is. It's exactly like this. Right under it is carry me home, which is funny. I was like, home is where the heart is. That's weird. Carry me home. Support, time to be carried, allow others to help. Okay. So, like, Cancer's like one of, if not the most nurturing signs. So, just remember that the first and main person that you should ever nurture is yourself. First and foremost, like on the plane, right? You got to put the oxygen mask on first before you put it on your kids or your family or whoever else. Why? Because if you're not good, they're not good, right? So this is also for the idea, could just be idea of some of you guys you have to let go of, but this goes more along the ones who are in the toxic relationship. This whole idea of this milk and honey, this whole family idea that you have, you know, of everything being perfect, coming together, right place, right time, right blah, 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 blah. Like, it's just everything the way it's supposed to be and is meant to be. You really have a deep knowing that's like mending reversed. Like, it's not going to work out. You know, it's, I don't know if you saw it. Let me show you again. You have milk and honey and serendipity. And you have deep knowing and mending reverse. Like, it's not going to work. Did I actually save this? I'll read mending to you. Heartbreak is a strange healer of souls. Our grief strips away our masks and loosens our tight hold on our separateness, where we view ourselves as I and the world as it. Loss allows us to see ourselves as part of a larger scheme, opening up to sympathy, empathy, and dependence on others in the moment when we can't hold ourselves together, and it leads us to become one with the greater whole again. Pain and suffering is part of life, and none of us will be immune to it. Can you view this loss, this pain, this dissonance as a way back to source? Let your sorrow break your heart wide open. You will never be left behind. You are loved now more than ever by Spirit, who does not want you to feel alone. One day you will look back and know this truth. So, I mean, you know, this is really coming in to kind of help you and show you something different, a different perspective, and it's to help you grow. Whether something in your perspective needs to change, your responsibilities need to change, something in yourself, or just a relationship, which is still internal and the same. You have reason, listen to advice, think clearly, intellect, and that's what I was saying. You need to think logically in this situation, and that's another reason the Queen of Swords was coming up. She thinks very logically. That's actually what I was getting from her, but you need to reason this situation, and it's weird. It's weird. Actually, it's not weird, actually, but it's like you're not trying to deal with your emotions, but yet you're making decisions based off your emotions and your subconscious. And this is where toxic habits start to come into play, is when people block off stuff from their emotions and they don't want to deal with it. But then their subconscious makes like devil pattern-like behaviors based off their emotions and their subconscious. And that's exactly what you're doing here, because there's stuff you don't want to deal with. So you need to think logically about this, make the decisions to get yourself in a safe place. Then in your own space, your own safe space, inside and out, you need to deal with this. This which you are trying not to. Take this face off that you have. Find a space or a person or a situation where you can take this face off that you have and deal with these emotions. Whatever it is that's coming up. Whether it's just something internal and a behavior you want to change, whether it's why somebody's holding on to this relationship, whether it's why you can't ask for help, whether it's why you feel like you have to be perfect, whether it's why you feel like you have to have this perfect family life, which I understand is a very Cancerian thing, but still, you still have to look at why. Because there's a big difference between having that, you know, a family and, you know, putting on a face and painting this as this is what's going on, and it's not. And that's not good. And you need to release it. You have Maenad, madness, ecstatic, ritual, energy release. You need to release this, whatever this is. And then free will. Sovereignty, independence, free will. So some of you are trying way too hard to be the main person in the situation, and you're not asking for help. You're taking on way too many burdens, and you're holding yourself either too accountable or just unrealistic expectations of yourself, and it's not fair. It's not fair to yourself, and you need to ask yourself why. You need to do this internal work to see why, and you need to let this go. Like, let this need to be so independent and a free spirit go. Like, I can do it. No, I can do it. No, I'm good. I can do it all. Blah, blah, blah. Like, you need to open yourself up more. And then others of you are opening yourself up to the wrong person or wrong people. And I'm not saying they're bad. It's just, you're not thinking logically about this. You're letting your patterns, like your kind of toxic and parasitic patterns, like, rule you. And it needs to stop. So let's pull an animal spirit card for you, and then I think we'll be done. I don't want to run this too long. And I think that's the main energy for you guys. I don't want to just go in circles here. But seriously, if you guys need help with this, like, hit me up for either a guidance channeling session or like a reading or something. You do like shadow readings, or you can just talk to me and go back and forth and see what's going on, the deal, and why, where it's coming from, or energy work or whatever. But there's something here not working out for you. Transformation is beautiful. The butterfly. My animal spirit wants to come out and work with Cancer for October 2019. So you have, that's cute. You have Stag Spirit, take the lead. I love Stag energy. And you have Otter Spirit, you are never alone. So here's Stag Spirit. So take the lead, and you have Otter Spirit, you are never alone. And see the otters? There's two. Boop, boop. So, you know, some of you need to take the lead to change this situation, to create more balance, and realize that some of you actually do have someone here or people around them that can help, and you need to open up and let them in and let them help. And don't view it as you're not good enough or that you're weak or vulnerable or whatever it is. Like, let people in to help you. Other ones that you do need to release a situation, you need to initiate doing this and realize you're never alone, because I think a lot of you will also feel like some of you might have to address the fact that why you also want this perfect family situation is because it makes you feel incomplete, or it makes you feel alone, which again is a very Cancerian thing. A lot of the energy is, you know, if they don't have the family, they don't feel complete. So you're really going to have to look and ask yourself, like, why? You know what I mean? Like, for one, you can rebuild if you need to. This is not a family dynamic really anyways. And for two, you need to look at why you feel alone. And one of the biggest things that obviously it goes much deeper than this is you do not have a safe space inside and out, like this card says. So you're needing to develop your external in a healthy way, not a dysfunctional way, but you're also needing to develop it internally. The problem is, how do you develop it externally if you don't develop it internally? And some might get lucky and have a good situation and still have to develop it internally. And I'll tell you, like, you can create toxicity even in a bad situation if you don't know how to work on this stuff within you, because you're bringing unbalanced energies into it. So allow these situations to test you in a way of seeing who you really are and where you want to grow and learn. Look at it in a way of growing and learning, not in a way of I'm not good enough. You know what I mean? Like, we all need to be pushed in growth, and where your whole life you're going to be growing, and you want to, because trust me, like, you will get depressed if you don't. You will become unhappy if you don't. So another thing that comes up for me is be grateful during these moments when this comes up, because it's showing you where you and your soul wants to grow, and where your body can be stronger, where your mind can be stronger, where your soul and your spirit can be stronger. It's not that you're not good enough. That's a lack mentality, and something you've really got to work through. Like, thank it for presenting that part of your shadow to work on, because it sucks when you can't see it. I would rather see it than not see it. Like, I went too long without seeing mine. Because when you see it, you could do something about it, and that sucks, because yes, then you have to take responsibility for it, but who cares? You're going to be completely unhappy if you don't anyways. You might as well do it, and then it just gets better and better, and you get stronger and stronger. So either way, when these situations present themselves, do the work, see what it is, thank it for presenting so you can see it, and grow. You know what I mean? You want your family to grow, right? How are you going to grow? How is your family going to grow if you can't grow? How are you going to want your kids and your husband and your wife and all them to see and learn growth and a healthy, nourishing relationship if you're not allowing growth and love and trust in a healthy, nourishing relationship? How are you going to do that? You have to lead by example. Apply this however it fits for you. I don't really know. But there's some internal stuff that's needing to be worked on for you guys right now. And I know it may be being painted as maybe not so great of a picture right now. I hope I'm doing an okay job, at least kind of like raise your spirits about it. But it's actually a decent thing. It's actually coming in to help you out and make you stronger. So please view it as a positive thing, and thank those things for coming in, and see the signs of like where you want to grow. Like, don't be like a mad little kid that something showed up and showed you, oh no, I'm not perfect. No, you're not. We never are. So if you're walking around thinking that, you really have more work to do than you think. Nobody's perfect. And that's kind of the exciting, curious, like, new phase of journeys. You know what I mean? Like, welcome to the world. It is the way it is. And you either run from it and get sad about it or try to ignore it, or you tackle it, do the work, and allow yourself to grow and expand and become stronger and learn more of who you are and your like amazingness of all of who you are. You know what I mean? So I'm going to leave it there because you get what I'm saying. I hope. If you need help with this, let me know. But just take it as a challenge and not a threat. Your body responds completely different to it. If you take it as a threat and you don't do anything by it, your body goes in fight or flight, and just all these horrible things happen. If you start to be proactive about it and you see it as a challenge, your body actually prepares yourself and primes yourself for it, and you feel more in control, and you go get it in a much better way. So just keep that in mind. I love you guys. I hope this really helped you. Good luck with all of this. If you need help, again, let me know. Please like, share, comment, subscribe, and hit the bell. Please hit the bell. I put out different types of videos, plus it will a little bit more ensure that you get my videos when they come out. Like I said, I don't exactly know what's going on with YouTube right now, but and also comment, let me know if you guys can, because it will enlighten me and I'd like to grow. Like, tell me in the comments if you guys are hanging on this far, like what it is that keeps you guys in this situation or in this pattern, or what is the feeling about if you don't have this certain image of a family. Like, what is so hard about that, of letting go or transforming, or what holds you to that, you know what I mean? Like, or whatever you want to tell me about it. But it'll give me a little bit of an insight on Cancers, on why they like to hold face so much and not show the vulnerability, and why having to have the family, the wholeness, the image of family and a certain family and a certain way of being, and you know, you get what I'm saying. So I love you guys. Please leave the comments, like, share, comment, subscribe, hit the bell. I'll talk to you and see you soon. Keep your head up. Happy Halloween. Damn, I forgot to say that in my other videos. But I love you guys. Bye.